You're migrating to a headspace that sees through the rat race and rises above the interface to see through the eyes of love, to see the divine in all of its fine designs and signs, synchronicities. You're migrating into a mind space where you now get to take up space with the whole that is you. And as you invite in this integration of spirit in your life, this integration of life in your spiritual understanding, you're becoming more aligned, 111 on the timer, with all that is the divine. First, we're going to call on the wisdom of the House of Night. And I started with you're migrating on this Migrating Monday. Happy Earth Day and other holidays out there, guys. Queens and kings of the herb. Perhaps we've been feeling trapped. Saw the trapped card. But your mind has presented its traps in order for you to see them more clearly. Yes, we may have found ourselves caught up in some lower frequencies today, or having stumbled into some despair or discomfort. And that's understanding as we are landing in Taurus season from a very expansive and empowering new moon in Aries and a stellium with 2, 3, 4 aligning up of the stars, 7 planets, that is, in Aries. So what do we need to know, see, and hear as we migrate into a new mind space, creating a mind map? Because migration, I saw, I don't know, 15 groups of geese moving north in their flying V's between the time I was walking home and the time I arrived home. But mostly within a half-mile space where they just seemed to, that was the freeway. So there's something in that. Space is clearing, people coming together, groups coming together. The strongs leading the pack, strong leaders, light workers. The awakened. And I hesitate to say spiritually awakened because you're at the place where you understand that awakening happens, yes, with spirit, but because spirit is in all things, it is beyond just a spiritual awakening. Our first card underneath, we have Oath. Yeah, this is the remembrance energy, the oath you took to remember, to come and to bear your truth, that bear print, to bear your heart, to reconnect with your heart, to dance with life, to feel that power, that fire in the chest. Gorgeous card. He's got the moon with an eye. The moon that sees, the intuition that sees, and the bear that protective energy here with the oath. And under that, we've got rigid. Okay. Rigid. Oh, look at those foundational walls. Yeah, overcoming some old foundations. Some foundations that are breaking down. The foundations have broken down to a point, the old foundations, that you now see that they're no longer supporting where you want to go. Those old mental loops, the Tauruses and body, you may have been feeling down, feeling heavy, or feeling old patterns of discomfort come up. Yeah, from that invisible space. We may not be able to see that spirit is connected to everything, but in this mirror of awakening, we feel it, we see it, and through our intuitive senses, you can sense the invisible. Doing some scrying, perhaps some cloud scrying here. And yeah, the sienna background. It's interesting that the background is sienna and she's in color. So what's real is what's unseen, essentially. You know, flipping the script, what's up is down and what's down is up, as sometimes things can be in the awakening recipe. You've been letting go. Letting go and letting love spreading your wings, ready to fly, to bloom, to transform, to metamorphosize. Maybe seeing butterflies, mirrors, tattoos, ravens. Finally, under the rigid card with the raven, we've got risk. It's time to take a risk, to be a fool, to be a good fool. One that's curious enough to take chances, to follow your inner guidance towards, you know, you're on this precipice of either falling back down to low frequency and going into our old ways, or leaping into the new. Become elevated. Elevate yourself to rise and let go. Letting go of attachments to, spirit being just like signs we see in butterflies. We talk about dragonfly spirit coming through here. Protective, more protection. 22. Yeah, this letting go process is protected. You are protected and guided in the invisible realms here. Invisible. And letting go of the invisible. Letting go of the idea that spirit is invisible. And filling that understanding, that feeling, that fulfillment. Drinking from the cup of knowledge. It's all forbidden as well under risk, underneath energy, but we're not going to pull it. That's that forbidden knowledge. What the Bible tried to convince us was sin. To know your own knowing, to know who you truly are, would be considered sin in some circles. Beauty, or so they tried to convince you that you're not beautiful, but you are. You're beautiful. You are a beauty in disguise, a beauty on the rise, a beauty headed toward their North Star, all of our gorgeous geese flying north. And I'd say there's, probably a dozen in each of the dozen groups of geese that I saw, making probably like 144 geese, at least. Beauty. Beauty and the Beast. Oh, we've got this mirror here too, with the Beauty and the Beast theme going on. Finding beauty in the invisible, finding the invisible beautiful, seeing the divine in all, seeing the divine in your own reflection. Warrior and denial. You're seeing like this. This feels like you're looking in the mirror at your own reflection and finally seeing how strong and real this experience has been. Yeah, that denial of the forbidden fruit, where have we been denying ourselves what we truly know, the forbidden fruit? Where have we been denying ourselves pleasure of receiving, as this is a right hand with the moon sign on it, receiving intuitively what it is that nourishes us, that provides protectants, antioxidants, with grapes. And that hand of where have you created your own denial, and how can we let go of whatever we've been denying ourselves, the wisdom we've gained. Perhaps we're afraid to embody what we know. We're afraid to let others know what we know. But it's time to open your heart to love yourself, says the unicorns. Magic of the unicorns. Ever just as sure, ever a surprise, as the sun will rise. Yeah, the unicorns are touching your heart. Maybe seeing tropical flowers on labels, or some scents, things people are wearing. Number 9, closing of a cycle. Dare to be vulnerable. Can you be vulnerable enough to love yourself? Open your heart and take a risk. It's time to be open to being vulnerable to what's in your heart. So what if you are in love with a beast, someone who may not look on the outside as you know them to be on the inside? Stand in your power. Warrior. Yeah, it's that warrior spirit. Know your beauty, know your power, know the beauty of standing in your personal power. It's time to stop denying ourselves our personal power, to remember how powerful it is to be passionate about your vision. And when you're passionate about your vision, you bring positive change. You welcome in fulfillment. You welcome in receiving. The unicorns are guiding you, protecting you. Your personal unicorn here, bringing in unconditional love and Christed energy. This pink gold light surrounded you in golden Christed energy, and blanketing that in unconditional love to nourish, to nurture. Like, she's got the same color shirt on as me. Some purple, some blue. I do like me some purple. Oh, we've got 14 laying next to 14 here. Yeah, don't deny yourself your personal power. Don't deny what you know. allow yourself to embody it. You know, and it's okay. We all do this at times, but it's kind of, I'm not going to criticize it because many don't know better, but spiritual masturbation, kind of like mental masturbation, is prevalent in today's spiritual awakening. And I think that's just a product of this expanded body of knowledge, which is challenging our discernment, but that only means that our discernment's going to be so freaking strong because of the challenge of that very onslaught of information and sources, channelers. 34, and the cosmic pearl. Expand your psychic gifts and open the angelic realms. Ushering in Earth, your desired Earth experience is available through these pearly gates, the pearly gates of your heart, pearly gates of personal power and wisdom. The cosmic pearl invites you to expand your psychic gifts. Deep breath in. Hold. And let it all out. Perfect timing. Don't worry about that, it's just a snack for when I finish this reading. Spiritual warrior. Warriors out here. Lyrans, unicorns, here to remind you that how powerful you are. But I'm also saying human beings as a species are so much more powerful than they give themselves credit for. It's time to show that you're a wise leader, to remember, you know you're a leader. You're just afraid of it. You're afraid of things will go the way they went when you tried to lead groups before. I mean, crap, you've probably been put in charge of groups without even asking to be, because people saw it in you. People knew that you were the lion and the lamb. Unicorns reminding you of your strength and the vulnerability that comes with opening your heart but standing in your power. You show you're a wise leader. You command the universe. You become the conductor of the universe, the one song. The conductor of the one song that the divine is singing into our hearts through all that is. And you are a part of, we are part of all that is. Look for the signs. Pay attention. So you're being shown signs. We're talking about butterflies, the geese, as well as sandhill cranes. And of course, crows and ravens. The birds are always with us on this channel. We've got the dove here. And again, more cloud scrying. We were talking about seeing the invisible, seeing the signs. Intuitive expressions. We've got the rainbow. Reichenboken. I said that wrong. 11 and 33. Maybe seeing 1111 or 333. 1131 or 3111. Just pay attention. Don't try to over-focus on it. Reminding of you, you can stop and ask yourself when you see angel sign, you know, what was I thinking about? Where was I feeling? Where was I at? What headspace was I at? And can I migrate towards a different one? Or can I marinate in that mind space? Shower of blessings. Open to receive. Open your heart to me, baby. 24. Pay it forward. Open yourself to receive and pay it forward. Yeah, by paying it forward, we open ourselves to receive. You got the golden chafe here, kind of representing victory, and success comes through opening the doors to success. We've got the white rose. Reminds us of pure intentions, that to have pure intentions, to continue to, opening yourself to receive signs. Perhaps some of us have not been open to this idea that signs are all around us. And not just through a spiritual context, but in the conversations we have with people, in the shirt on someone's back, at the grocery store, license plate, even just the way you noticed the bird on the windsill this morning, how they are acting, or the way your hair is acting today. Cosmic rainbow. Look for the pot of gold and accept joy. Rainbow, rainbow, rainbow. The reading rainbow. I can do anything. Voice cracks. Even when my voice cracks. Accept joy. Ooh, 22:22 on the timer. Yeah, accept some fulfillment. You allow yourself to accept fulfillment? Would you allow yourself to see that you're reaching the end of a long journey? The storms are behind you, the worst is behind you. Look for the treasure. Look for the gifts of this journey. Don't deny yourselves, the gifts of all the work that you've put in to remember who you are. Stop giving away your power to rigid ideas of, we don't belong in the angelic realms. We don't belong connected to our higher selves. All that self-saboteur we may have dealt with during Aries season, that lower vibration. Go with the flow. Learn how to go with the flow. 23:23. To repeat what works. To relax and trust what's working. Trust that your guides and spirits have your backs, the unicorns and the dolphins. You have sonar, telekinesis, our psychic gifts, communication with animals. Lily of the Valley and the Milky Way with the moon. Cosmic realms, connecting with the earth. This is just going with the flow, understanding the flow of life. That life is integral with spirit, and spirit is integral with life. The dolphins don't stop to ask themselves if they're being spiritual enough. They understand that all of life's happenings, except what is happening, gives me the happenings from the 70s, which I feel like we should start staging some more happenings. Relax and trust. Go with the flow. And allow yourself to receive fulfillment at this time. Don't you know? You know what you know. You know you've been a spiritual warrior, a spiritual baddie. not a martyr, not a people pleaser, but a kind, powerful, and polite, but protective and prominent force. You are a force to be reckoned with. La force. The strength card. This is the French tarot deck I have. Don't actually know the name of it because I don't have the book or the name, but it's just the French tarot deck for me. La force. Oh, and we even have some birds migrating and some seagulls perhaps in the background. Ferns and daffodils. Lots of spring energy here. Spring where you are. Taming the lion. Taming, tempering our rigidity. Making friends with the monsters in our head. Oh, this came out under spiritual warrior. Yeah, when you control how you roar, you command the universe. So regulate that roar and see where you've been denying ourselves. See wherever we've been disappointed that perhaps in this journey or in what it meant to awaken, what it meant to really to know which way we're headed. Perhaps we've been disappointed about some choices we've made as well. Cavalier d'Épée, the Knight of Swords. And it's because it's quick moving energy, moving quickly into migrating to a different mind space here. The Cavalier d'Épée. Finally, underneath we've got l'amoureux, the lovers. And you see him here getting advice from the angels, from the guides, from two friends about which path to take. He stands at a crossroads. We've also got Two of Cups. The Fool. We've got the Risk card. La Mat. And the Fool. The Risk. And the Two of Wands. And the Chariot. Okay. The Lovers, Two of Wands, Two of Cups, and the Chariot. Divine union, coming into union. You're at a turning point, a fork in the road, where it's wise to follow our intuition, to gather our horses, gather our steed, to make the choice that serves both our heart and our spirit, our personal power, and our place of passion. Yeah, and just the Ten of Wands poking its head out, seeing there, reminding us of the work that we put in, the warrior. See the beauty and how strong you've been. See the beauty of your strength. Cavalier de Bâton, the Knight of Wands, Knight of Fire. This is that Aries energy. So we're leaving Aries energy, kind of going in the past over here. Yeah, we may have been met with lots of challenges, and just reminds you of how strong you are. How did you fare during this, tremendously challenging for some, and it's kind of like a firefight. Aries season was there, and fast, just like that. Yeah, fast moving energy there. Yeah, expect an answer, expecting some understanding coming in, perhaps from a air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Open yourself to receive the wisdom of the transformation that you went through Aries season. Perhaps we were just like, like on a roller coaster we've never been on, and we didn't really get to take it in. Ace of Pentacles. But right now, as we move in between signs, before we get into Taurus season, where we start putting in the hard work toward what it is we want to build, laying the brickwork, this is the potential to revitalize your body, to do a little kintsugi, or some embellishment, some embossing with the gold there. Look for the pot of gold. Perhaps receive, we have our taxes coming in, a little cash of money there. Temperance, so that tempering of the mind, migrating from the mind to the heart. Beginning to see what's been growing under the surface with the lotus flowers. I would say lotus flowers. Temperance. Le temperance. Yeah, this is that balance between letting go and not denying ourselves, allowing ourselves to release the attachment, but not denying ourselves from what we truly want, that wish fulfillment. 10 of Pentacles. You know what you want, and you've been on the path to getting it. So go with the flow, relax and trust. Stand in your personal power, and be really clear about what it is you give your power to. The Roy the Pay, the King of Swords. Yeah, that divine royalty, spiritual royalty, starseeds, Lyrans here. And listen to, the King is, and the Knight. We've got the Page, the Knight, and the King of Swords out here. So this is about this migration, this transformation from more immature point of view to a more world point of view. Le monde. I'll cover that up. We had 33 on the timer. So we were talking about 33s earlier. Le monde. Expanding into a broader world view and coming into collaborative connection, 3 of Cups, into a place of feeling, seeing, being, belonging, no longer denying ourselves belonging, no longer blinding ourselves to who we truly are, to our own personal power, to seeing what it is that's been holding us back, that 2 of Swords into the 5 of Swords. What is that inner conflict? The perhaps ideas we've picked up from others, energies we've picked up from the collective. Remember to do your spiritual cleansing, to do your, stay up on your energetic hygiene. Because even just, spiritual or not, washing yourself, it affects body, mind, and soul. But if we can bring in spirit with it, we can, balance the cups. Four of Cups. Often, you know, you've got, you're content, but ready to grow. Ready to expand. This Four of Cups is, you know, you see the expansion of the grain here. And it just shows me that your connections, your passion, your psychic gifts are ready to grow here. When we can overcome our shadow side and integrate our ego into 3553, seeing the world as a reflection of what's invisible, what's unseen, and letting go of trying to fulfill some worrying about fulfilling our mission, and just standing in that place of power of knowing and daring to be loving, vulnerable, and free. So I hope this found you on a lovely altitude today. Your essence brings presence. Namaste.